I have a note to Republicans, maybe especially Republican men. Just want to spell it out if that didn't for you. Abortion isn't just terminating a normal pregnancy. It isn't just someone who had sex without protection and wants to casually get rid of the problem, as much as Republicans would like you to think that. As you just saw, that's not what abortion is all about, not even close. I can't believe that we have to still spell it out graphically, but it seems that Republicans want to hide behind the old, overused stigma about a decision to terminate a pregnancy. There are women who have been raped. There are girls who have been raped, who will be forced to carry babies to term. There are women who can die within days or hours due to pregnancy complications if they cannot terminate. They might have been hemorrhaging as the placenta starts to separate from the uterus. Yes, we're going to talk about it graphically. Or a woman could become septic. A woman could have an infection in her uterus that spreads, causing organ failure. A woman could have a blood clot in her lungs where a pregnancy makes it worse and she dies of heart failure. There are pregnancy-related complications that often lead a woman and the men in her life to feel that abortion is the only option. What about preeclampsia? What about an ectopic pregnancy that ruptures? A termination in these cases saves the woman's life. Are you saying she should die? What if this was your wife or your daughter? These tragic scenarios can happen to all women. A termination of a fetus that won't survive saves a woman's life and saves her from months of having to carry the baby to term and the mental health complications and the trauma of watching their baby die. Many Republicans want you to believe that abortion is a lazy woman's option to kill a baby rather than nurture it to life, a sin. The reality is that women are already experiencing the ramifications, as you just saw, of Roe being overturned. There are women right now with unviable babies growing in their bellies who cannot get the termination they need to save their lives and to end their pain. Just like we see in the response to one mass shooting after another, Republicans are playing a game that they will ultimately lose. In the long run, they will lose elections. In the short one, there will be a moment, possibly, when a woman they love needs health care, and she won't be able to get it because of their extreme, contrived, condescending, short-sighted version of what it means to have an abortion. I hate that they will have to learn the hard way about the damage they are causing women across the country and their families. It seems like we shouldn't have to spell it out in 2023, but here we are.